first thing you want to be paying attention to is your diet. So that's the key way you're going to change your physique. The more extreme your diet approach, the more difficult it's going to be for you to be able to stick to it for the amount of time needed to actually achieve your end goal. If you leave the diet to the last minute, you're asking too much of yourself in too short a space of time to eat too few calories in order to lose the weight that you need to feel more confident. If you abandon your diet quality completely and you just focus on calories, you're going to feel so terrible throughout the process. It's going to be far more difficult for you to stay motivated to one, exercise, but two, stick to the diet. And you'll be far more tempted by binges and little snacks. You're better off taking a slightly moderate approach where you actually allow yourself some of those things that can help you adhere to the diet, but you do it in such moderation that you still look after your total calories. Actually writing down that plan and having some notes written down about how you're going to control your diet will be massively helpful for you in terms of having a clarity over what your approach actually is. It's often the simple rules that will have the biggest impact. So if you know that you snack at a particular time of the day, that is a really good opportunity to pull back on some calories. If you know that you overcook it a little bit with your portion sizes, that's where you want to be focusing your attention. If when you go out to eat, you also have some drinks too, and you might be tempted to eat more than you normally would at home, then targeting restaurant meals, alcohol, and additional drinks like sugary coffees will be a much better solution for you. So how you adjust your diet is individual, but you absolutely need to if you want to change your physique. Planning ahead with your diet makes such a difference to your mindset around reducing your calories. Planning ahead also makes it easier for you to resist those foods that you really want in favor of the ones that you've already planned having. Exercise is also going to be a massive component of getting yourself ready and feeling good in your own skin. The handy thing about body composition goals, particularly if you're not already really lean, is that the type of training you're doing is less important. What's more important is the frequency and the intensity of your exercise, which means that you're actually free to pick the type of exercises that you actually enjoy doing. Those are the ones that you're more likely to stick to. And so that's going to be your best approach. So if you prefer doing cardio, the good news is you're able to do your cardio and still expend the energy that will help the changes that you're making with your nutrition to actually affect your body in the way that you want to before your summer holiday. If you prefer doing weights, that's great. You can up your gym sessions. And if you don't like either of those things, going out for walks, taking part in sports, and being physically active is one of the most important parts of actually prepping for the summer. Exercise is about more than the physical benefits you'll get. Sticking to an exercise routine proves to yourself that you're able to set a target and actually follow through on those actions. And one of the main benefits of that is it's going to boost your confidence. And that's ultimately what you're looking for. You're looking to go through a process for weeks or a few months before you go away to boost your self-confidence so that you feel more comfortable in your own skin. And while part of that can be changing your body image physically, the biggest part is changing your perception of your body image and how much you're concerned about other people's perception of your body image. And a lot of that self-efficacy and self-confidence comes from the work that you put in. And that's why having a structured exercise program and having a structured diet plan and then putting the things in place that you need to be in place to stick to those plans is the key to building your confidence. Your mindset is also going to be massively key. This is about being able to accept the way that you look, and this will make you feel more comfortable when you're taking your kit off, getting into your bikini, getting into your swimming shorts. Practicing self-compassion at any point when internally you start giving yourself a hard time about how much progress you're making or whether you're going to succeed or not. And one of the ways you can practice it is imagine you were talking to yourself as if you were trying to soothe a child. We're naturally more compassionate towards children, but sometimes we're able to speak to ourselves in a way that we wouldn't speak to other people. We're far more disparaging and far more rude to ourselves about our own performance than we need to be. So practicing self-compassion and being gentler and kinder to yourself during those moments of self-chat is a great way to start to build your confidence. Now, setting realistic expectations is a psychological tool. One of the things that we tend to do when we're frightened we might not achieve the goal that we've set is set unrealistic expectations that could never be met in order to take the onus off ourselves from perhaps not being able to achieve what we'd like. It's a recipe for short-term extreme interventions and then yo-yoing on and off the bandwagon. But what we need in terms of building up to your summer holiday is consistency, and that is one of the hardest things to achieve. Setting realistic goals and short-term goals that you can tick off along the way and build towards that end goal, that's the most effective way of being able to achieve what you want to achieve. Now, how do we achieve that consistency across exercise, mindset, and our nutrition? One of the things is we have to set a realistic routine, a set of rituals and habits that you can follow, get you into a flow every week, doing the same actions repeatedly, and then you can measure the success of those interventions over time. Measuring is the other thing. And with measuring, you have to be very honest with yourself. It's easy to deceive ourselves about the rate of progress that we're achieving, particularly if we're not achieving that progress as quickly as we would like. And this makes us feel uncomfortable, and we'd rather avoid that truth. But the reality is, if you have some objective data, some numbers that you're able to track, it keeps you accountable. If you know you're one of those people who is likely to give yourself a hard time, and then you set these hard targets for yourself, it's potentially too much, it's too overwhelming, and there's too much pressure. This is definitely when you should consider accountability coming in from somebody else, a coach, a friend, a family member, someone responsible who's invested in your journey, who can prompt you, encourage you, but in a healthy and reassuring way, to take some of the pressure off yourself and allow the process to become more fun and more enjoyable and not so heavy and not so intense. This is one of the great things about coaching, is that we can adapt our style of accountability to suit you. Now, obviously, I've mentioned some big topics: exercise, mindset, nutrition. There are loads of specifics, and the nitty-gritty of what you're eating and how much you're eating is all really important. But these general overview rules, these are the differences between actually achieving your goal of feeling comfortable in your own skin before you go on holiday, or going through that same cycle this year of applying a slightly more extreme approach, and then unfortunately not being able to maintain the consistency and ending up not quite satisfied with the position you get yourself into before you go away. And in reality, often what happens is all of this stress, all this build-up, and then you get on holiday and the first couple of days pass and you stop caring quite so much. We care about these things because we're trying to control them before they actually arrive. We're trying to control these things because the unknown judgments of people that we're going to see on holiday frighten us. But it doesn't need to be this way. If you follow a few simple steps that give you the confidence to know that you've put the effort in and you've put the energy into the right places and you've achieved some results before you go away, it will make the process so much smoother and so much more relaxed. Hope this has helped. If you guys have any questions about anything I've talked about, simply just stick it in the comments below and I'll get back to you.